how to make Rotary an enjoyable one. Because enjoyment is very, very important. Because enjoyment is what is very fundamental. If we don't enjoy something, we may not be, continue to sustain in that organization or anything for that matter. So what makes, if you ask me in one single question, what would make one enjoyable in Rotary? I would say that engaging yourself in Rotary activities is what would make you enjoyable one. Now the question is, if you see many people come into Rotary, you see lot of people join Rotary over the years, and the unfortunate thing is many people have left the organization. When we conducted a survey why many people have left Rotary, one of the reasons they have cited, or I would say the topmost reason of people leaving Rotary, was that their expectations were unmet. Everybody joined Rotary with some expectations. Expectations in the sense that it should be a sense of fulfillment or happiness within us. That we need to get some value proposition in this organization. Wherever we are, we need to, there should be some purpose. If I go and spend my time in the evening with my friends and play rummy or some board games, the purpose is I should get some happiness. If there is no happiness, I will not be going there again and again. So the ultimate thing in the organization is we should get something out of it. That value proposition is very, very important. What people keeps people like us to continue. There are many people in this organization who have been there for more than 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Some of us like us close to 30 years in this organization. What keeps us going in this organization is, it is simply because that we like it, we enjoy that. We cannot get out of that, because this enjoyment has become is kind of an addictiveness for us, and we can continue to get it. But these are all part of the habit formations. We need to cultivate good habits in our life. We always see, when I joined Rotary in the year 94, people at the time, the seniors have told us that you should make it an habitual to come for the weekly meeting on Wednesdays. If you come every Wednesday to the meeting, then you will get used to it. That is what has happened. Why we continue to come to this organization is, it is giving us that sense of togetherness. The beautiful part, we are all basically social animals. We have to be with the others. We are not isolated people. If even Maslow's the famous theory, motivational theory, also suggests that once your basic needs are met, you longing for that social recognition, the social acceptance. We wanted to be part of that society. So that gives us that is more of our physiological and psychological requirement. So we cannot get away from that. So we wanted to be part of that. So we come into this organization with that expectations. Everybody wants to have that feeling. James Pine, it was who said that in any organization, people come in for two purposes, where you can broadly classify into two purposes. One, people come in there for the recognitions, as I said earlier, for their social recognition, they come into this organization. Such people always look out for such recognitions, appreciations, all that. So if they don't get such things in their club, they will leave the organization. There are other set of people who come here. The primary purpose of they being in the organization is they got wedded to the ideology of the organization. See, the people who wedded to the ideology of the organization would never mind whether they are recognized, whether they have appreciated, all that. As long as the organization moves towards that ideology, that they would be happy. Like that, you have different set of, as a Rotarian, you first should know what is that I am looking out for in the club. See, when I joined in 94, I was too young at that time. I was hardly 28 years old then. So for me, that time, there was no ideology, no service, nothing was inside my mind. I was only looking out for some kind of recognition in the society. Somebody to recognize my, everybody has got something in them, right? For example, Ganesh, who got inducted today, he is a great singer. Now tomorrow, he has got an excellent forum here. We have a group called Fellowship of Music Loving Rotarians, where he can exhibit his talent. Others would say, what a beautiful way he is rendering songs. See, these kind of things, acts as a fuel for us to go. These are all, it's a big family. We never should consider to make this organization enjoyable. We should never consider this as a different entity. Even today, people ask me, non-Rotarian friends, some of my blood relatives ask me this question: how are you able to sustain so long in an organization? Because for them, by being part of such organizations like Rotary is waste of time. But if I could have spent that time elsewhere, I could have made more money, all that. But I always tell them that we've got only one life, a very precious life. Maybe 6 decades or 7 decades or 8 decades is what our existence in this world. And to make it meaningful and make it very, very productive and impactful, we have to be part of this organization. Now, coming back again to the topic, how to make Rotary enjoyable to me, I need to develop an interest towards the organization. That interest is what is very paramount of this. You have to make that as a practice. I will give you an example. In 90s, they conducted one experiment with a macaque monkey in United States of America. See, they were studying the brain working of the brain of that macaque monkey through an exercise. They kept one screen in front of the monkey, and there would be there will be a small lever in front of that. The macaque monkey has been trained to operate that lever. So every time when it starts moving that lever, there will be a change in the patterns, color patterns in that screen. So the monkey would start doing that. When a particular color comes, say for example, green color comes, immediately the monkey's mouth is connected to a tube, which is connected to a bottle where the cranberry juice was filled. So every time when the green pattern appears in the screen, because that monkey is so fond of cranberry juice, so every time the green pattern comes in the screen, the cranberry juice would go inside his mouth and it would get excited. They were able to record there was a spike in the activities of the monkey's brain. So when they, what happened was, the monkey, the monkey could not get the green color automatically. It cannot, like you and me, it cannot learn it how to bring that green color. But it has to keep rotating and suddenly the green would appear. What they have realized is, after few exercises, when the green color appeared in the screen, immediately there would be a spike in the brain, because the monkey started expecting that now I'm going to get my juice. This is what they say, that the formation of habit, you first have to get a cue. Once the cue is followed by activities, and finally if you get a reward out of it, then it becomes an habit. How habit is formed? You have to get a cue. So if I meet the habits, some of them are good, some of them are not good, but I'm generally talking about habits. Say if I meet such a set of friends, I would probably immediately get a cue that, oh, these are the guys I should go and drink with them. This is the cue. I meet certain people. Yes, he has come. Oh, he has come. This is now time for me to drink. Then I go with them and drink. Then it becomes a practice. Then after the drink, I feel high. That is the reward. My dear friends, I'm not advocating any such habits here, but I'm only telling you, giving you an example for habits. Similarly, we are also, if we have that cue, when Wednesdays come, in my last 27 years, Wednesdays come, in the evenings, I will get the kind of restlessness. I will never keep any meetings after 4 o'clock on Wednesday, because Wednesday 6:30 I have to be at Savera to attend my club meeting. That is important to me. So the cue is Wednesdays, and the practice is I go to the club. the reward that I get out of that was meeting people and talking to them and enjoying. So this is how we form an habit. That habit has brings us the interest in us to go again and again. And if I continue to get the rewards that I want, then it becomes enjoyable to me. Now you can ask me, what is that would make somebody enjoyable in Rotary? There is a very famous Chinese proverb. The proverb goes like this: if you want to be happy for a second, you go and get yourself drenched in the rain. If you want to be happy for a minute, take a child and kiss. If you want to be happy for an hour, then you go for a walk. If you want to be happy for a day, you read a book. If you want to be happy for a week, you go with the family for a picnic. If you want to be happy for a month, it's not me I'm saying, it's the proverb says, if you want to be happy for a month, you get married. What would happen after 1 month? Probably you become more happy. Okay. What about if I want to get happy for 1 year? If you ask people like us, we will say that if you want to be happy for 1 year, you become a president of a Rotary club, because that 1 year, every minute, every second you will enjoy. But what would make me happy? Enduring happiness. Even if I leave this world, people to talk about me and people should be happy about me. The only way is if I give back to the society. If I do something to the society, that will make everybody happy. In his very famous book, The Conquest of Happiness, Bertrand Russell says this: if you give a packet of chocolates to a small little girl, if the little girl starts eating all by herself, when she eats the first one, she'll be very happy. She'll move on to the second, third, fourth. As the law of economics says, the law of diminishing returns. Well, by the time she goes to sixth or seventh chocolate, she would no longer feel the happiness that she had derived for the first chocolate. She'll throw the packet and go up. But on the other hand, if the little girl choose to offer a chocolate to every one of them, the children around her community, say 10, 15 children, she gives each one a chocolate, everybody would be happy. That cumulative happiness, everybody's happiness joined together, that would be the greatest happiness. So dear friends, that if you want to enjoy Rotary, if you want to make Rotary enjoyable to you, the lasting happiness only comes when you do something to the society. The beauty of this organization is, this morning also when I was addressing a President Select training seminar for a district, I told them that, the beauty of this organization, see, it's very important here that yourself is very important. You have to take care of yourself. Your health is important. So personal life is important. Second comes your family life. Third comes your professional life. Only the fourth is your social life. There is no order in this. These are like four legs of a table. If one leg is longer than other three legs, then the table will fall. If one leg is shorter, so you have to try and balance between all the four. Only then you will be very, very successful. So you have to take care of yourself, your family, your profession, and the Rotary life. So coming back to the point that what would doing service, what kind of service I can give, because I have to manage other three also, right? If I am like Mother Teresa, if I can devote myself 100% to service, that is a different ball game altogether. We are not here like Mother Teresa. I can only balance. But what we can do is our ability to connect with people is something unique. I will tell you the same example that I quoted in this morning. Somebody was traveling, a Rotarian was traveling in a train from Kutralam to Chennai by Podigai Express, second AC compartment or second class compartment. I'm not very sure about it. He was in the upper berth. There was a couple sitting in the lower berth. So the child was affected by thalassemia, So they were talking about that, and the another person in the same lower berth was advising them that they're saying that they're not very wealthy. So that means it should not be second AC; it should be a second class compartment. So the other person was telling them that why don't you approach a Rotary club? They would help you all that. This man who was in the upper berth, the next day morning when he got down, somewhere near Tambram, then he engaged a conversation with them. Then he said, I can put you on to somebody. Then he called me. Then I connected them with one of the Rotary clubs, I think Chennai Galaxy, which has been doing this program for a long time, and they got treated. See, look at this. See, I did nothing here. All that was a see, that fellow was a Rotarian who was traveling in the train, just overheard the conversation, and he got into that conversation, got the information, and that information he called me and said. And I in turn called, I think Ravi Ramanujam or somebody to Galaxy. That's it. That all that took place, if you say 2 minutes, we would have completed all our conversations, all the three of us. But that has impacted somebody's life. That is the beauty of Rotary. Like this, we have hundreds of such stories. Everybody can tell. Your Ambattur Rotary Club can say, Nanganallur Rotary Club can say, Galaxy say, Midtown. Everybody have got some stories of this kind, where a small act of ours small act of mine can make a big impact in the society. That is the beauty of that. The very famous lever principle. If I have a small lever, I can stand outside. That is what Archimedes said. If I have a place to stand outside the earth with the lever, I can lift it. Right? That's what he said. Similarly, we able to make a big impact. The impact, sometimes even government can't make it, but we can make it. That's what we have made it through Rotary, made it through Polio Plus program. It's a dream program. When we got into the polio program in 85, nobody believed that a group of people wine and dine can make that. But we did it. Over the last 35 years, we were able to do that. Why? Because we all came together. And that's a different story. If I get into that, I know it will take my time. I want to come back to the topic, my friends, that Rotary, through Rotary, we can a small act like a lever here is for us the Rotary. Through Rotary, we can create big impact in the society. And I think that in this world today, we are very, very, very no other time than this, because some people look at this as a situation as big difficulties, but as Winston Churchill said, an optimist would look at this as a great chance to serve to the society, because this is a time we would go into the records. Year after year, some presidents come, governors come, so many of them come for Rotary and serve. But the year 2021, whoever is going to lead the club are going to be always there in the record books of their club, record books of Rotary history, because they are going to make a big difference in this world. They are going to provide, Rotary opens opportunities. They say Rotary, that's going to be the Rotary theme, Rotary for the next year. Rotary opens opportunities. Why did they say that Rotary opens opportunities? They could say Rotary offers opportunities. Rotary facilitates opportunities. Rotary provides, but they say Rotary opens opportunities, because if you walk into any 5-star hotel, you are looking for a particular banquet hall, but you would see a steward standing there with well-dressed. When looking at you, he would immediately open the door and say, "Get in." That means he knows where you are going in. Same way, Rotary knows that what you are looking at. So Rotary opens that door for you to seek those opportunities, take those opportunities and serve. Rotary provides opportunities to improve yourself, improve your leadership skills. Rotary helps you to work with your people. That is very important. Work with your club members. The club is nothing but people come together and work. So it provides opportunities for you to work with people. Rotary, thirdly, the club, every one of us, we go and make the society a better place. My dear friends, the Ganesh and Vijay Lakshmi tell you that Rotary offers scores of opportunities. But Rotary is not giving you any written guarantee that you will get it automatically. You have to involve yourself. You have to attend meetings. You have to take up responsibilities when given to you. You have to participate in service activities. You have to work with foundation. You have to bring new members to Rotary. Only then we will be part of this organization. We would be contributing to this organization. My dear friends, I wanted to end with this very famous quotation of T.S. Eliot, which is very, very apt for the current situation. Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? Where is the knowledge we have lost in information? Where is the life we have lost in living? It maybe sound ironic to you, but in a way I want to, thankful to the current situation, because this helps us to introspect. This helps us to relook at our perception towards the society, because we are not a supreme species. We are also one among the billions of species live in this planet. Over the years, if you all have read the great book by Yuval Noah Harari's Sapiens, if you have not read, please go and take that book and read it. You will understand where we were some 70,000 years back. We were a small species. We are fourth or fifth in the food chain. We have to wait for other animals to complete their food, and we have to go and eat. Today, we have come to this level. The two reasons I wanted to pick up from that book is, he says, man able to, the Homo sapiens able to come to the top of the chart because of their ability to, communicate, their flexible relationship with the fellow Homo sapiens, and their ability to communicate what he calls this as imaginative reality. So this is the forum. Rotary gives us forum. If these Homo sapiens have come this far, that's because of our ability to communicate effectively and our ability to work with people. And Rotary, today we were being isolated because of the gadgets. I'm not talking about the COVID-19 situations. Today, each one of us live in our own world, imaginary, illusory world. But organizations like Rotary, it connects us, and also it makes us a better person, and so that we would give, we can give back to the society. And while enjoying the beauty, this is enjoying the beauty, we cannot forget our duty to the society. That again, Robert Frost, very famous quote of Robert Frost's famous poetical lines. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep. I have promises to keep, miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. That means the forest, the beautiful, lovely, dense forest. Yes, I stand there and admire the beauty of it, but yet I have a duty to accomplish. Whether it's beauty or duty, I have to move on because I have promises to keep. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Take on the questions from the members now. First question is from S. N. Balasubramanian, sir. He says, PTG Oli, sir, thank you so much for very inspiring tips to enjoy the Rotary. As a DGRID 3230 in 2010-11, your mantra was enjoy Rotary. Vividly remember that slogan. Can you just repeat it once again?
In the beginning of my Rotary career, I was never a very serious Rotarian. I was a fun-loving Rotarian. I enjoyed. But in one of those Sundays in the early years of my Rotary, my Rotary Club president said, only this Sunday you have to take those doctors with you to our adopted village in Napalayam, which is the outskirts of Chennai. I told him I can't do that because Sunday is the only day I stay with Nalini. Nalini is my wife, obviously, and both Nalini and Rotary came into my life almost at the same time, and I'm enjoying both. So I told him, no, both of us at home, we can't do that. He said, no, you poda, nida poitu varano. He had that urimeyoda. I said, okay. And I went to that. My job was to take those doctors with me in my ambassador car. I took them in my, why, I realized why he wanted me to go, because Ambassador is the only car where you can have more people. Ambassador may be dabba, ambassador's heart may be small, but I mean, ambassador, small, but it had a very big heart. It can take at least 7-8 people inside it. But today, the BMWs and RDs may look very luxury and most costliest one, but yet they can't take more than 3 people other than the driver. So we went there. That whole day was boring because nothing was there for me to know. No social media, nothing. Only thing I was doing, reading Hindu paper from first page to last page. Then there I saw one lady, old lady, and with a small girl walking into that camp. That was an eye camp. So she was blind. So I helped that lady and this girl because I didn't want that lady to stand in the queue. So helped her to go to the doctors. The doctors tested her and they found that it was nothing but a simple, cataract, and they could get her eyesight in no time with a simple procedure. And she got her eyesight. And the most important thing was she was able to work effectively. She was go back to work and effectively. After some time, about 3 months later, we went to the same village. That old lady and this small girl came to us. That old lady took my hands and said, "Sir, நீங்க யாருனே தெரியாது, ஆனா நீங்க தான் கடவுள் மாதிரி எங்களை காப்பாத்துனீங்க. எனக்கு கண்ணே தெரியாது சார், வேலைக்கு போக முடியல. I have to only depend on my son and daughter-in-law. And my daughter-in-law used to tease me. She used to say, "Andy, குருட்டு போனோம், நீ செத்து போக கூடாதுன்னா." She used to say, அவ்வளோலாம் நான் வருத்தப்பட்டேன் சார். But when I came here with no single paise from our side, I got my eyesight back. நீங்க கடவுள் மாதிரி சார். She took my hands. நான் உங்க கால் மாதிரி நினைச்சுக்கிறேன் சார். She was of my mother's age. I felt very embarrassed. I thought, what did I do for this lady? I just took those doctors from Chennai to Napalem. அது கூட I was contemplating whether to go or not. I just acted as a small minuscule agent for this whole project. But my little action has impacted somebody's life gratefully. Even today, I might have done so many things, but still even today, I consider this as my, the most best moment, I would say, in Rotary. The second one, this morning also I quoted, when I was a governor, we inaugurated scores of this hand pump with deep borewell hand pump. When once we did it close to Gudiyatham, a place called Rangasamudram, that village, we installed it in a school with a tap, everything. The village people asked us to provide one tap outside the compound wall so that they can also fetch water when the school is not functioning. So we said, okay. Then one lady, the 75-year-old lady, came and told us that என்னோட வயசுல நான் இத்தனை வருஷத்துல முதல்ல எங்க ஊர்ல குழால தண்ணி வரதே பாக்குறேன். When I used to walk from at the age of 10-12 இருந்து, we used to walk 3 miles to fetch a pot of water. நான் பிள்ளைங்களை வயிற்றுல வச்சுட்டு கூட நான் போய் எடுத்துட்டு வந்திருக்கிறேன். பிள்ளைங்களை இடுப்புல வச்சுக்கிட்டு கூட I went and took water. பட் நான் என் லைஃப்ல நான் சாவத்துக்குள்ள என் ஊர்ல தண்ணி வரும்னு நான் நினைக்கல. அப்படின்னும் போது I wondered, என்னடா நம்ம 2020ல சூப்பர் வேர்ல்ட் பவர் ஆக போறோம், we are sending rockets to moon to find whether water is there அப்படின்னு நினைக்கும் போது, a village which is just in between 2 best of the cities in the world, Chennai and Bangalore, not able to get water for so many decades அப்படின்னு சொல்லும் போது, and a small action of us again impacted somebody's life. This is what Rotary can do. We are not, see, government is doing at bigger level. We can never match government, but at the micro level, we can impact so effectively in the community. So these are the 2 best projects I would say.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Rotarian A. Raman, and his question is, during this pandemic situation, how to keep the flock together in the club and also get new members to the club, and also how to go ahead with our projects and meetings.
As I told you earlier that this too shall pass. Actually, let's not worry about this kind of situations. You should be proud of that. We are living in a civilized world where we have today we have the science and technology. We have better equipped to handle such situations than 100 years back. 150 years back, when pandemic like plagues came in, people could not even give explanations why people were dying. People were giving various reasons, not connected to science. But today we are able to identify, we are able to even map the DNA of such viruses. So we need not worry about all that. It will be cured. The best thing is we have to protect ourselves, and we should believe firmly that this too shall pass. Understand our encounter with microorganisms is not just 2-3 decades. From the time immemorial, it has been happening. The recorded history 5,000 years back, the pandemic has called Zika killed thousands and thousands of people. Some 500-600 years back, the very infamous Black Death has killed half the population in the Western Hemisphere. So our problem with this microorganisms will not stop today. It will continue, because very simple reason: any medicine you come out with, immediately they're able to resist it because they mutate faster. That's the problem. But it all lies in our mind. If we keep ourselves happy, if you feel you are happy, you are happy. As Gautama Buddha said, you cannot escape from such kind of sorrows and pittiness. You have to accept it. You feel it, then it will vanish. So you have to understand that. Number two, we are the people who are very active today. Today, I would say at least I don't think any other organization is so effective like us. We are working at the national level. Rotary India is working on 8 verticals. They are very, very busy. And nobody has time to see, nobody to even think of that, a situation of this is prevailing. So this is the time. Now coming to the practicality is you have to keep talking, keep engaging. Not only this, through in our club, that's what we have been doing. Not only serious meetings like this, we also have Antakshari, we have singing sessions, so many things. So keep engaging members. That is what is paramount. And get members. Tell people that you come and be part of us. By being part of us, you can also be assured that you belong to a larger group. And through our network, we can do service to the society. So every time when such kind of problems arouse, Rotary bounced back. During the Second World War time, we were not allowed to meet in most part of the European countries. All those places where the anti-Allied forces, they were not allowed to meet. But still we came back. We were the people who suggested to the United Nations to draft their policies. United Nations met in their first meeting was held at California in 1945. But 3 years prior to that, at London Rotary International Convention, we Rotarians drafted how the new world should be. We were the one who talked about world understanding and peace. Mind your friends, Rotary, if at all, should have withered, could have happened during the Second World War time. But we bounced back. Even today, the United Nations recognizes us as one of the very valuable NGO. So this is the time that we should come. In the last, people who could have witnessed at least 5-6 union ministers, union cabinet ministers addressed nationwide to the Rotarians. Each of them spoke 30-35 minutes about the good work that Rotary has done in the past, how organization like us can help. Now, the Government of India has signed an agreement. The NCRT has signed an agreement with Rotary Literacy Committee that the e-learning of Rotary would be adopted by NCRT. So such things are happening at the national level. So we at the state level also, so we are not very ordinary people. Simply by giving here and there, some masks and some small equipments, that they're all necessary. But we are not made for that. We are not built for that. We are like a smartphone. We have hundreds of applications in us. We need to learn how to use those applications. We cannot be like 20-year, 30-year-old. We used to have a black instrument in our house. We used that only to make calls. If I use this, modern gadget only for making calls and receiving calls, I would only be underutilizing that. Same way, Rotary, my dear friends, if I get satisfied with doing here and there little service, that means I'm wasting my time in this organization. We should collectively come with an idea how to make the society, especially in education. The education is going for a 6 now. The people have not still completed their exams. Now it's time to reopen colleges, and we have to come with our own ideas, and we are simply we are people with the best of the brains in the community, and without any expectations, we all can come together and work.
Thank you so much. The next question is from young Rotractor Sangeeta, and she says she's truly inspired and motivated with your speech. And she also says she has taken up this quote very seriously, that I have miles to go before I sleep. Any special takeaway, she says, for the Rotractors?
Well, the Rotary International is doing, we depend solely on Rotractors. They are trying to erase that boundary. They wanted to convert Rotractors also into Rotarians. So you are part of us. So in those days, as Jai Shetty said in the beginning, if in 80s or early part of 90s, only in people at the age of 50 or 60s, their life starts with Rotary. But today, in the greater part of this century, the first decade, if you see, that has come down to 40. People at 40, they become members, the average size. But today, when I see, as we entering into the third decade of the century, a lot of youngsters like you are coming. So the future is in your hands. So what I only advise is, we are not so knowledgeable like you. You can see farther than us, because you are sitting on our shoulders. So you can have the 360-degree view of that. You don't think that we are more knowledgeable than you. I don't agree that at all. We are more experienced than you. I have traveled 30 years or 40 years. If you are 20, I'm probably traveled 30, 35 years ahead of you. That's all. But today you are all more intelligent than us. First, we have to accept that fact, and so has you also should accept that these guys have traveled 3-4 decades ahead of us. So there is nothing wrong that we should also take something from them. So together, if our generation and your generation, we come together and start working, I think we can make wonders in this society. So enjoy Rotary. Make Rotary as part of your whatever ingredient, whatever. Nowadays I start going to kitchen and cooking. I have understood that there are 2-3 items are mandatory for cooking, like salt, chilies, onions. They're all very, very important. Without them, you can't cook. Same way, you in your life, a big journey where you make Rotary as also as very, very important ingredient that would help you. Thank you.
So the next question is from President Arunachalam from Chennai Port City. He says, what challenges Rotary movement will face because of this present pandemic situations, membership growth, contraction of projects, and due to the Corona affair, there are a lot of challenges. How to overcome this situation, if you could kindly clarify.
See, for us, the challenge, yes, we Rotarians are capable of converting such challenges into an opportunity and win over. Yes, you are right. There is a challenge for membership. But if we collectively operate it so well, probably I'm not I'm saying that you should follow this, but it's only a suggestion. You probably can differ your the one thing I've told my club also when they asked my opinion, I said it is only my opinion. It doesn't mean that you should take up and implement my suggestion. Probably, everybody is going to get affected. It's not that the lower level, the economy later, but even people at the middle and upper middle also going to get affected. People who are flush with crores of money piled up in their lockers, they would not worry. But others, all of us would have some kind of impact. because the situation is going to be there for some more months. Even if that gets all right, we will have problems. So the important thing is, as I said, the four legs of a table is important. So one leg is definitely going to be affected. Our profession is going to be affected. So in that sense, if I mean, this is only a suggestion that if you look at it, how to bring down the cost of the club subscription, because anyway we are not going to meet in hostels. We are only going to have this kind of things. So we will probably work out and see how this can be a very cost-effective things, and you just run it for 6 months. Then in the month of December or January, you again rework and your budget, and you can come back with your regular subscription. This is what I told my president-elect, but I also told him that, because I said that, don't take this as a last word. This is only my suggestion. If the entire club agrees that, no, we can pay the full subscription, no issues, then I will be the first person to go with that. So that is the challenge. But if if you think it is going to affect you, it will affect you. If you think it is not going to affect me, it will not affect you. This is what Henry Ford said. It all depends what you think. If I think I can do it, I will do it. This is what Henry Ford said. If I think I can do it, I will do it. If I think I cannot do it, I will not. I mean, I will not do it, because either way, this is true. This is all in our mind only. So what is it going to cost? Today I went to Tirunelveli, I went to Coimbatore, I went to Delhi, I went to Calcutta. Now I'm in Chennai. I come to your meeting. Did I spend anything today? More than any other point of my time, I'm today speaking so easily. You are also listening. So what is it going to cost? If otherwise you ask me to come to your regular meeting place, I should have taken my car or asked the driver to come. I should have spent at least 500 rupees to go to your club and speak. So all this is now, I would say that this is an advantage. More than anything, I would say that one of the meetings in the afternoon, I was in the bed and I was talking to people. So that kind of flexibility. So I see there is a lot of opportunities in this kind of situation. As Albert Einstein said, if you are an optimist, you will see a lot of opportunities in such kind of challenges. If you are a pessimist, you look out a lot of complications in such kind of or difficulties or adversities in such kind of challenging situations.
Next question is from Rotarian Money, and his question is, so what we should do to bring back the old charm?
I disagree, because I'm sorry to differ with Money. I'm sorry. That means we are becoming old if you say that nothing is charm here. It is always charm. It all depends. See, the beauty lies in the minds of the people, right? So I always see in the 90s the Rotary was different. In 2000s it was different. This now I see, it all depends. See, always there'll be good and bad in the society. It is like what is offered in a buffet, right? If you go walk into a buffet, you see different kinds of food. It is your choice. Nobody is going to ask you, right? See, that's the beauty of a buffet. You have to eat. Now you got choice. So you pick up the good. If you look at society, is also like that. See, Rotary na திடீர்னு வந்து வானத்துல இருந்து குதிச்ச angels இல்ல, right? We are also, it's only reflect the society. And the day I become a member of a Rotary club, then I'm refining myself. It's an opportunity. Just because I've joined the Rotary club, I'm not overnight on the turn out to be an angel. So I have to every day sizzle out myself and bring out the beauty in me. If the dream for every student would be to join Anna University. Just because he joined Anna University, end of the 4th year, he is not entitled to get a degree. He has to go to the college every day. He has to take up examinations, complete everything. So has in Rotary also. You have to contribute yourself. You have to appreciate. There are so many today. I will tell you, this is the best period I'm enjoying at Rotary. Of course, there are flip sides also. I'm not looking at those flip sides. But what I'm looking at is, see the kind of youngsters today in this organization. Those youngsters today, the way they work, I've never seen that. The number of activities that we do today through Rotary is far greater than what we were doing in 80s and 90s. If somebody talks about 80s and 90s, bring them to me. I will tell them what is that they have done. Those times it was more of checkbook charity. But what in 80s and 90s, what it was there, I have noticed is there was absolute fellowship among members. Even if they go for a polio plus program in the 90s, the Rotarians go as a family and work. That is what is missing. That we should bring it. It is not the number of projects. It is not if somebody says I've done 100 projects as president, that will not make me happy. I will ask the next question: how many of them involved in the project? That is the big difference. Probably if Manikandan talks about that charm is missing, I totally agree with him. Never ever try and do all by yourself. Maybe by running alone, I can run faster. But if I have to go farther, I have to take people along with me. So, if in that sense, I would agree with Mani that the charm is missing. So you should bring your family. That's the component that is missing. Thank you.
Thank you, PTG sir. The last message is from President Bhavesha. An excellent speech. Everyone has really enjoyed. Thank you so much for sparing your time. We are once again very thankful to PTG Olivaran sir and PTG Rekha Shetty sir and all the members for joining us in large numbers to make it a great success.